District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yeah? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's going to bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. No, thank you. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Why are we in number 9? We have the chief fucking prosecutor. We should be in court 1. The court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lena Sky. The defendant is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. I haven't been in court since Edgeworth's trial. It's been a while now. I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is in our hearts, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lena Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office. Wow, he's so much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime, a professional witness. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecutor calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. Cough up, Queen. Cough up, Queen. Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh ho, caviar. I've never eaten caviar before. The judge is really wolfing it down. And for you, I have a Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? I think you can tell her profession. Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It is too early for lunch, and your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? Oh, so this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Prosecution will wait. I've not finished eating. Hurry up. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. Bullshit. What? Miss Star was a detective? I smell bullshit. I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Starr. Just who the hell is this lady? If I may have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. Block A is for the prosecutor's office personnel. Block B is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prosecutor spaces, see? Yes. The crime took place by a car in the back of block A block in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with a knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. Who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Floor plans added to the court record. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give me your worst, Miss Stark. Jesus. Wait, are they talking about me? Witness's account. Somehow I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend. Which one? When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's instincts working. Then, through a wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garbage car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Goodman's chest. Bring your lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there is no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Shut up. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Why would you assume that someone's gonna kill someone? How do you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they're used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim. Killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension to that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I'm a pro, as you know. My testimonies are biased and flawless. Very well, you may continue, Miss Starr. I was on my way to deliver drugs to my boyfriend. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunch, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before replying. Security guard room is in the lot in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by the car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. But you're going to A block. Huh. Well, I sensed something. Perhaps that was my finely honed detective things. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder? It felt like, how would you say? Oh yes. It was like that feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of a detective's instincts, Wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? Pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience under the streets, a greenhorn. I, of course, am hard, yellowed, sharp as a tack. I bet you stink too. In any case, there's a... This is a fucking weird case. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. I don't know why I'm giving her a southern accent. Like a fucking... I don't know why. Then there's a wire fence. By garish car, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's. Incidentally, the knife with the victim was stabbed was also a Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant? I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always complain. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo, you're a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. A photograph? You took a photograph? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a photo. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a quick camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. This is my first time seeing this photograph. You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. I don't know, I'm feeling staged. Crime photo has been added to the record. Oh, that is unmistakably Lena Skye. Can I check this? No. I don't know. I don't buy it. So, what was the defendant doing at the time? Chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Are you sure it's her right? Tell me more about the knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 10 centimeters long. Is that right, Mr. Edgeworth? Is your knife after all? It is your knife after all. Yeah, that's about right. Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for an egg salad surprise eat set. You can't testify as to her ability to kill an egg. I mean, a person. Perhaps a chicken salad would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest, as opposed to the dull end of the knife. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop the crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. I think it's a setup by her. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. What do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? And for some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. I was on my way to remove the lunchbox. Because she said it was only 10 centimeters long. The wound is 12. You're on, yeah, no. I'm not sure I follow. Yeah. That's what I thought. Like, what I would be arguing is like, oh, it's not 10 centimeters, it's 12. And then it was like, well, yeah, what's fucking 2 centimeters? Don't sound very convincing. Objection overruled. I don't think that won me any points with the judge. I actually will take a fucking save here. Because I don't want another fucking repeat of only having one and just being up against the wall and getting constantly fucked. Holding it in her right hand. Ugh. Can I check this? Let's try this. Nope. Oh, fucking of course not. Doesn't sound very convincing. I don't think that won me any points. Fuck. I don't know what the fucking collar on. Let's try this again. Yeah. There's gotta be something here. I just don't know yet. Nothing new. So the court way didn't stop it yet. Nothing new. I don't know what to break her on. Because what I did want to fucking object to is just like, oh, well, the fucking wound's different. Let's try to go through everything once more. Because I know some shit gets added. Like, kind of like the last trial. Or the 2 trial. Yeah, last trial. Just to see if I can't get something. Anything. Boyfriend, it's not going to give us any information. Try pushing on this again. Press that. Press this. She took a picture, but there's no picture of her actually holding the weapon. Let's try this. And you witnessed it. Okay. Yeah. She didn't take a picture of the actual murder. Good. You saw this guy stab the victim with the knife. As I said, yes. I swear on my finest salmon swirl lunch. I'm sure that is a fine lunch. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took at the very moment of the crime, is it not? Why is Miss Skye not holding a knife? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. Let's be a little more careful with our evidence, shall we? As you then need to be more careful, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. It was taken the moment after the stabbing. How can you tell that? Blood spatter. See the dark crimson stain on the chief prosecutor's coat? It's black and white. It's a black and white photo. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but this could be blood. It could be fucking jelly from a donut. How the fuck do we know it's blood? It could be ketchup. Could be fucking jam. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you going to sit there and take that kind of abuse? You got better idea. Objection. Wait, that contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. That's it. If you run out of lunch, you order second, so problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering the jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understand it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph. Well, are those gloves? It's fucking February. It's cold. Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have used those? Have those on? They were doing an evidence transfer. If it was not permitted, she would not be wearing those gloves. Premeditated. They were doing an evidence transfer. Well, she could have been keeping those on not to tamper with any of the evidence. What? These gloves do seem to tell the tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. Rubber gloves, proven. Can I check this? Can't really tell whether it's rubber or not. I'll just default and say it is. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the scene of the crime, she came to do murder. It was the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was premeditated crime. Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking this was all planned. If she can prove this claim, this trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that it wasn't premeditated. Can I... this. 512. Because it's only like 3 minutes, she would have had to like really plan it out and have Edgeworth be there at the exact time. So that's what I'll try. Fuck, I didn't mean that. One too many, too far. I thought there was an extra one. Yeah, you do blah blah blah. Like there should have been more, but let's try parking spot. Fuck. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Fortunately, I'll have it penalize you. I must be on the wrong track. Rubber fucking gloves. Autopsy report. No. Fuck. I don't know what I'm supposed to use. Cell phone? Let's try Edgeworth's knife. Witness, do you know what this is? How is this right? I don't know. Oh, I guess no fingerprints. If she was wearing rubber glove, it would have left fingerprints. Are you saying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. I'd like it back, please. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon and a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors that bad? The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate Testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you state that Lena Skye planned this murder. And that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Oh. This knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Oh, well, oops. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. See, I have a feeling she set him up to get both prosecutors to fall. Order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Not so fast. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you aren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned, not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was a premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lena Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. I could give two shits if it was premeditated. That's the only thing the prosecution need to prove, nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. Well, I mean, the thing is, it depends what you're trying to go for. Because if you want to get first degree, you need to prove premeditation. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If she wasn't, why would she have been wearing? I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Really? Can we get the sheriff up here? Lone Star Sheriff. Lena Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. How do you know that? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against her. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. Oh! Got it. Again and again. You're lying again. Why are you lying to me? Victim, it does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So if I order a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, well, if you kill him. In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. I wouldn't mind pizza either. So, go fucking order me one. You're not doing anything else in this trial. Lena Skye intended to murder the detective. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure that plunged the knife in again and again. Sorry. It's a single knife wound. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under your feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due from a loss of blood from one stab wound. You're right. Good show, Mr. Edward. What a punk. He's my hero, really. Hey, can you keep your fucking pants on? I mean, you're underage. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, the witness? Well, witness? We got the crime scene set, right? Thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted the knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. It splattered blood from the victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. You said over and over again. That indicates that you saw her plunging the knife. Don't start to wiggle out of this. And tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. The red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how the ghastly scene was. A fucking muffler? That's not how a fucking muffler works. A red muffler? Oh my god. Oof, I feel stupid. Yeah, I was thinking about the fucking car, the red car. Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she can be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? That looks nothing like blood. Wait. Isn't it odd that you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. Judge, shut the fuck up. Can we get a new judge in here? A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes. Actually, well, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't entirely sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns out the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax in it. Even a really short wick will burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. Lena Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the scene was. Can you see it in here? She doesn't have one on, does she? And this is gonna be the death of me. I have a feeling. Let's try it. Got her. Miss Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. Edgeworth actually does want the victim to get off easy. Because why would he be defending her this much? I don't know. Oh, well, probably because rumors will fly that he's doing it to get rid of her.